Once upon a time, in ancient times, in a small and beautiful but rather crowded village, lived a young, happy and ambitious boy named Sama. He had a heart full of mercy and compassion. In the village where Sama lived, people were happy and satisfied with their lives. However, one day Sama went on a journey to explore the world outside his village. While he was traveling, he saw many people who had suffered a lot in their lives. He saw people living in poverty, children begging on the streets, and families work hard to maintain their livelihood. There was so much pain and suffering in the world that he wondered how he could make a difference and help those in need. Let's not forget that Sama was not only an ambitious boy but also a good-hearted person with a tough soul. Because whenever he saw someone in pain and suffering, he was restless in his heart to remove the pain and suffering and misery. He pondered why some people do things that ultimately make them miserable. What do people do that causes them to fail in their lives and then not be able to achieve everything? He always had these questions in his mind. Why there is so much sadness in people's lives? Why some people achieve everything they want in a short period of time? What makes people successful and unsuccessful? He thought about the purpose of life and was eager to understand the nature of human suffering. With a mind full of questions, he began a journey to ask those questions to a famous Buddhist master named Hiroshi Sensei. Sensei lived in a beautiful monastery far away from the city and the hustle and bustle. Days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months, until he finally arrived at the humble temple where Hiroshi Sensei was. Approaching the temple gate, the young boy's eyes were full of anticipation. As he entered the courtyard, he saw Hiroshi Sensei sitting on a simple wooden bench. Deep in meditation, Sama patiently waiting for the master to notice his presence. The master spoke with his eyes still closed in a calm but commanding voice. What brought you here? Sama hesitated for a moment. Sama found the courage to express his deepest thoughts, and he began to speak. Master, I seek to understand the miseries of life, why we suffer, and how we can find true happiness. Sensei Hiroshi, the Buddhist master, opened his eyes and revealed a look that seemed to penetrate the miseries of Sama's life. The teacher opened his mouth to speak. Misfortunes and ordeal are like the waves of the vast ocean that come and go and make our lives up and down. Confused by this metaphor, Sama looked into Sensei's calm and stubborn eyes and he asked how he surfed on waves of ordeal. How could this be done? Sensei Hiroshi smiled softly in response and explained that by cultivating the flexibility of mindfulness and acceptance of events, you will witness this. It is better to embrace the challenge you face, whether happy or sad, because they are the essence of life. They make you. Some of listening carefully, as if the words of wise master penetrated Sama's heart. He realized that suffering is an inseparable part of human experience. It should not be feared or avoided, but you have to face it powerfully. Sama, my son, people suffer in their lives because of some things they do themselves. Firstly, people don't want to leave their comfort zone and still want to achieve everything in their life. Misfortunes and pain in life can have many causes that are often intertwined and related. While specific experiences may vary from person to person, there are certainly different and common causes that increase suffering and destroy happiness. Sama my son, listen carefully to what I say. I will tell you why people suffer in their lives and why people cannot see the face of happiness in their lives. So you leave together all scattered attention of your mind and attachment of your heart into one place. The lack of access to attachments and outcomes we have said for ourselves will cause us pain. This creates a feeling of emptiness and hopelessness in a person. Attachment can bring joy and satisfaction, but it can also lead to suffering when our attachments are threatened or interrupted in some way. Here are a few reasons that true attachment can become a source of dissatisfaction with life.
Number 1. Strong attachment to desires. Sama, my child. Attachment to desires, expectations, and result can cause suffering. When we stubbornly cling to what we want or become deeply attached to certain outcomes we have set for ourselves, disappointment and constant feeling of lack of attachment comes to us when we cannot reach that result. It can actually cause pain and sadness in us. It is true that attachment in life can bring happiness and satisfaction, but when our attachments are threatened or severed, it can lead to suffering. When we form strong emotional bonds with others, when a loved one dies, moves away, or ends a relationship, we may experience deep sadness and a sense of loss, stronger attachment, deeper pain. Number 2. Either you will change with the change or you will be a victim of destiny. Lives are full of change and attachment to certain people. Places or situations can be, and sometimes we have to let go, and this event causes us discomfort. Or this change can be work or other things that because we have a strong attachment to it, it makes it hard to let go. Number 3. Dependence on a person or group. Identity with another person or group. When something threatens or disrupts this attachment, can cause us to feel confused and question our own feelings, which can lead to significant emotional distress and shake our stability. Pain is also a natural and necessary aspect of human relationships that arises through attachment. That we form deep bonds, experience love, and find emotional support. All these are about finding a balance between healthy attachment and maintaining our individual health. And finally, it is the first cause of human suffering. These were the cases that transmit pain to us through dependence. They always live in the past and do not want to believe in the present. The Buddhist teacher says about the second reason, which he considers to be the most important reason. Another reason people suffer is because people like to live in the past and don't want to believe in the present. In fact, they see the past as their own now, and this makes people feel sad and sad. As the journey of life unfolds before us, It is very important to remember that our true home is in the present moment. The past has passed with all its joys and sorrows, like a chapter that is written and sealed, while an unwritten future awaiting our every action and a constant choice leading us down the same miserable path we were on and holding us back from new experiences. When we live in the past, as a matter of fact, we allow our memories to hurt us and hide the beauty and opportunities that surround us. But the past can be a valuable teacher that provides us with lessons and experiences that shape us today. But we shouldn't allow the past to dictate our present and our future. It is a wrong thing. Rather, we should learn from our past and build ourselves today in order to have a better future. By passing through the past, we free ourselves from the chains that hold us captive and heal the wounds of our past to learn from our mistakes and kindly let go of what no longer serves us. Before we embrace the present, it allows us to fully engage with the world and guides our hearts to new connections, to deeper love. Authentic experiences awaken us with the unique beauty of every moment. The symphony of sounds, the play of light and emotions that dance on our skin. Number three, lack of positive thinking. Lack of positive thinking can cast a dark shadow on our hearts and minds and drown us in negativity. Lack of positivity causes pessimism and distorts our perception and distorts our view of the world, robs us of our ability to see opportunities, deprives us of hope, and stifles our creativity. Our interactions lose their joy and make us feel isolated and alone. Without positivity, our physical and emotional well being suffers from stress, anxiety, and depression, which weakens our immune system and drains our positive energy. Transforming the lack of positivity acts as a catalyst for change and makes us look for light in the shadows. With a conscious shift towards positivity, we invite a new sense of hope and resilience into our lives. We cultivate gratitude and find peace in the simplest joys, and compassion embraces our imperfections with kindness. We surround ourselves with uplifting influences. A supportive community that lifts our positive spirits infuses our perspective with clarity, enable us to see the beauty in even the smallest moments, and encourages us to bravely face life's challenges and know that they have valuable lessons and growth opportunities. We open the doors to infinite possibilities. We embrace joy and love, the resilience that lights our way, and by inspiring those around us with every step, we bring light into the darkness. And after saying the three reasons and acting on them, we create a ripple effect of compassion, hope, and limitless potential. The Buddhist monk began to recount. Number four, waiting. Attachment frustration is often associated with expectations that we may expect our loved ones to act in a certain way or meet certain needs. And when these expectations are not met, it can lead to disappointment. Expectations can strain relationships and cause you emotional pain. Fear of losing attachment, fear of losing a loved one or a loving relationship can cause anxiety and grief. Expectations from others are a natural part of the human. Sometimes we rely on others to meet the needs we have. But it is important to understand that depending too much on others to meet our expectations can lead to disappointment and frustration in us. Relying on ourselves and creating a sense of independence allows us to take control of our lives and don't depend on others for your happiness and satisfaction. When we have high expectations from others, we are actually setting ourselves up for a potential disappointment. We can let go of expectations. When we have expectations from others, we tend to impose our beliefs and desires on them, and this creates unhealthy relationships and ignores the individuality of others. Number 5. They see themselves lower than others. The fifth and last reason is that people consider themselves and their abilities less than others and do not know what they can do in this world. Sometimes we may find that we doubt our abilities and question our worth, or we feel inferior in front of others. But let me tell you that those moments of self-doubt do not define you. They are just part of the journey to self-knowledge and growth diagnosis of you. The people that you admire or think they are above yourself, they have already faced all these challenges, failures, and moments. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is how much progress you make along the way. Success is not a fixed destination, but a continuous journey of learning and improvement. You tend to change your lack of attention to your unique qualities and strengths that make you special. In addition to your individuality and things that set you apart from others, experiences, talents, and perspective that you have to something that no one else has. It retains these qualities as essence. Summa. Surround yourself with positive influences and people who believe in you, won't doubt your worth. What matters is that you are not inferior to anyone. No one can do what you can do. Cultivate hope. It is the key that unlocks the doors of a life full of miracles. It empowers us when we connect with hope to become the architect of our own destiny. We should rewrite the narratives of our lives because it turns failures into stepping stones and turns adversity into triumph. Embrace hope. The Buddhist master becomes silent and closes his eyes. And after receiving the blessings of the master, Sama returns from the monastery with knowledge he never had before. I hope you enjoyed watching this emotional story. If you liked this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Hey you, yes you. Thank you for looking this far. I love you.